Welcome back, everyone. It's your girl, Cicely Renee, and I'm super excited that you are here. This is the She Sits at His Feet podcast, where we do all things faith-based and just living your best godly life. Today, we have an amazing guest with us today. We have Chynna, and welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be a part of the show.
Yes, thank you for coming. Can you tell us a little bit about you?
Yes, so my name is Chynna Miley, and I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I obtained a full basketball scholarship to the University of Oregon, and I graduated. I have a bachelor's degree in education, and I was a teacher for 5 years. And after that, I started a foundation during the pandemic called Motivate Your Mind Inc. And throughout that foundation, it's just basically got me to where I am now. Like I host monthly motivational mixers, monthly meetups, and I plan events for mental health awareness, business tips, marketing, branding for entrepreneurs. So, yeah.
Awesome. First of all, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. So hopefully I don't get too sidetracked. I was a teacher for 5 years, and then I stopped and opened up my nonprofit organization. And so I was like, oh, that's something. But also getting a full scholarship playing basketball. That's amazing. How was that experience?
It was nice. So ever since I was in high school, I always said that I wanted to go to LA. And I was able to get a scholarship, and I went to LA for the first time for free. So I'm super excited about that. I'll be going to LA again for the BET Awards this year in June.
Yes.
So I'm just super excited, grateful.
That's awesome. Okay. And so you opened up your organization called what?
Motivate Your Mind Inc.
Motivate Your Mind. So what made you do that, especially during the pandemic?
So in 2020, I was going through a rough time. Like I was going through it, like depressed, crying every day. Like the kids weren't in school. It was just a lot going on globally. The pandemic was a lot for everybody, mentally, financially, people losing lives. It just was, we live in a new world right now. The world, I don't feel like will ever be the same. The housing market is horrible. Just a lot of things went on. I feel like the beauty of it all is people had to sit with themselves. You really dig deep and see who you are. You had to find God. You had to find your purpose. Some people could handle it, some people didn't. So during the pandemic, when I was going through depression, I was like, you know what? I can't keep sitting right here. I got to do something. Like, what am I going to do? Motivate your mind, motivate your mind. Okay, boom. That's how Motivate Your Mind came into be. So when I first launched, I launched on my birthday, September 20th, 2020, 9/20/2020. And after that, we've been 3 years strong. This year will be the third year. I want to do something nice for it. So got to see, it's going to be my birthday too. I plan on going to Paris, but I want to do something in the States for the foundation. But our first shirts were Motivate Your Mind. And now our shirts are Stay Motivated. So those are the shirts that we have now. So
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So tell me so you have monthly meetups and you're helping, is it just women? Is it men? Is it kids? Who are you talking to?
it's for everyone, the mental health advocacy part, but the monthly motivational mixers, usually women come and we talk about business. So we had the Brown Social, which stands for Bringing Resources and Opportunities to Women Now. And then we have Pretty and Pink Planning Party. And then March 21st, we have the Orange Social. So every month I have something different. And then in June, I'm doing a yellow event where I'm taking six people out to brunch. All they have to do is tell me what keeps them motivated. So every month we're going to do something nice. And the colors is what really makes it pop. Like it really like, oh, what are they doing? Oh, they have all the same color. What's this about? So that's really what makes me stand out is like the fun meetups and the colors, because no one else is doing it in Atlanta right now monthly. So,
that's awesome. So you found your niche. And so one of the things is like, there are a lot of like organizations where people are coming together, meeting up, doing, networking events, but you seem to have found something that's very niche, very specific and very like needed. And so that's awesome. How did you, kind of think about that? Like, how did you figure out that's the route you wanted to take?
That's a great question. I just feel like for me, I'm a creative person. Like I worked a 9 to 5, I sat in a cubicle, I've, had a career. But for me, it's just like my heart is in creativity. My heart is in marketing. My heart is in having an idea and executing that idea. So let's say you want to do something. Okay, these are the steps we're going to do it. So no matter what I'm doing, I have to be creative, no matter what aspect. If I'm not being creative, I just don't like it. Like when I'm sitting in the cubicle, a 9 to 5, I feel like I'm in jail. But if they
Mm,
say, hey, plan this event or tell us how to market our business, I just light up. Like that's really just like where my heart is. Like even my voice of me talking about it right now, I'm just so
yeah.
excited. But I just feel like it was just something in me. It's just like I have to create. I have to create. So I came up with it just by sitting around thinking. And that's how the brand social came to be. And I love the fact that my socials and meetups, they all have acronyms. So the Brown Social, bringing resources and opportunities to women now. The Pretty and Pink Planning Party, we all wear pink. We're planning our goals and future.
Mhm.
What else? The Red Social, the real entrepreneurship discussion. I'm going to have entrepreneurs come in and talk about the highs and lows, the faith, the when you're not booked and busy, dealing with difficult clients. Like we're going to talk about everything. So I think that's the beauty of it all, is just how everything stands for something. We're not just going to brunch just to look cute. We're
Right.
going to build our purpose, our goals. So
I love that. All right. So I have a question. So where do these women and men and whomever participate, how do they find these events?
Instagram and Eventbrite, that goes
Okay.
back to my marketing. Yeah. So I'm an event planner first. So I have an event planning company called Events by CCM. CCM is my name, Chynna C. Miley. So with that, I market, I brand, I promote. Like I love creating content. I love taking pictures, whether I'm behind the camera or in front of the camera. I love taking pictures. So every event, not only do I plan the event, I market it. So for the Brown Social, that was the first one and the biggest one thus far. I had my friend had actually had a birthday party. So at her birthday party, we all wore brown. So I obtained content of us in all brown. So people were like, "Oh, what's the Brown Social? They look cute." So I'm always, it goes back to that creative marketing.
Right. That's awesome. That is so awesome. And so how long have you been, are you from Atlanta?
I am from Atlanta, from Decatur,
Okay.
Georgia. Went to Southwest DeKalb High School.
Awesome. All right, cool. So I don't know much about Atlanta, but how was it hard starting a new business and finding people to, come to you, or finding even having that support from like family and friends? Like how was that?
Definitely didn't have support from family and friends.
Okay.
So I was raised where old school, go get a job, go to school, go to college, get a degree, have a retirement plan. Millennials are different. Tech
Mm-hmm.
change. Social media has allowed people to be content creators, paid influencers, traveling the world for free, foodies, bloggers. Social media has given people a lot of privileges, and I was a person who took advantage of those privileges as well. I create my own opportunities. So let's say I don't have an event plan for that weekend, I can create my own events through the socials. So it's all about adapting and pivoting and being creative.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, first, okay, can you give us a little lesson on that? Because, like, say, because that would be really good for someone who is just starting out in their business and don't really have like that networking or the people there. But you said you're going to create your own event with, like, how does that work? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yes. So you create your own community by supporting other people. Well, that's
Mm,
what I do. If you find someone that's in a similar industry or attend events, networking events, women in business, women empowerment events, networking, business, just I'm always looking for things to grow, personal development, books, podcasts, things like that. Because with social media, yes, it can be used for promotion and marketing, but it can also be a distraction. You're
oh,
constantly comparing yourself to other people. You're looking at what other people are doing, even if you're not comparing. Subconsciously, you're looking at over 100 pictures a day of what other people are doing. That's not healthy. And
no.
social media is designed for you to be addicted to it. That's how they make their money. That's how they, obtain the advertisement, sponsorships, things of that nature. So it's not a $1 billion corporation for no reason. So, with that being said, you have to feed your focus. Whatever you feed grows. So I like to follow a lot of personal development, TD Jakes. I read books. So And that's how also I was able to find my community. I get on Eventbrite and look for stuff. I hashtag Atlanta events, Atlanta women in business, women in tech, things that I'm interested in. I research it and look it up, because whatever you look up, it usually pops up on your ad sometimes. You know,
Mhm.
like if we're talking right now, this is going to pop up like podcast. Join, look at this podcast. Da, 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 da. So whether it's YouTube or Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, you know, whatever you talk about or feed into, that's usually what pops up. So I'm always looking for things for personal development and growth.
I love that. And so when you talk about personal development and growth, there is the person that wants to participate in that and does it, but they never take the steps to move forward. Do you have any ideas of like why that is?
Community, consistency, and just actually doing it.
Mm,
So I feel like a lot of times, even with business owners, some people want to own a business because they feel like that's just the thing to do. That's what everything is doing. But that's what everyone else is doing. But if you're not moving in your purpose, you're not going to succeed. So even with me, like, and I hate to say this, but like me working a job, like I've I can get any job I want. I have the credentials, I have the degrees, you know. But for me, I'm not happy. I'm just not happy,
mhm.
or I'm not able to create. And it's not that I'm not competent. It's just that I am not meant to work a 9 to 5 right now. I'm just not, because what they're doing, I can tell them how to run their business and run my own. But as an employee, you have to follow people's rules and what they want you to do. But even if I know in the back of my mind that I can help them take it 10 times better to the next level, they don't want to hear that. I'm coming, sit down 8 hours, doing what I'm told to be, like, do what you're paid to do. And that's it, go home. And to me, that just feels like jail.
So I'm similar. I am a millennial, but I'm on the other end of the spectrum. Like I'm closer to not as millennial. I forget what it's called, but I'm the most creative person as well. And I cannot stand being in a box. And so when I was teaching, like I enjoy teaching. I love doing, working with the kids, but I just like feeling like I had to go somewhere every day, stuck doing what they wanted me to do. Just really hindered me, and I was just like, I just have to break free. So that last year of teaching, I was creating my exit plan, like getting whatever I was doing next. And so there's a lot of people though that are really scared to take that jump. So are you still working full time and running your business? All
I
right.
am.
So how did you take that jump? What leap? Like, how did you take that leap?
Jobs never work out in my favor. Like, and I just prayed. The last time I was at a job, I said, God, whatever your plan is for my life, I'm leaving it up to you. I just said, God, what is your purpose for my life? Boom, 3 events, book to book, book back to back, just like that. I said, okay, I'm gonna listen. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just keep running in jobs, keep not being happy, keep being miserable, keep leaving. So I'm just like, it comes a point in time where it's like, okay, I gotta grow up. I have to grow up.
Mhm.
And I prayed about it, journaled about it, meditated, wrote my plan of action. God, what is your plan for me? So 3 events later, back to back, the day after I left my job, I booked 3 events.
Nice. Yep.
So
Real. And so, because a lot of us like to be in control, and as creatives, because we like to manipulate and do what we want to do. But like God is like, okay, I got you. I need you to let some things go. And then
mhm,
also having that security of a job, people need
mhm,
that as well. They're like, maybe they have kids. But I feel like when you let it all go and give it to God, that He's gonna take care of you. He wants the best for you. And He does not want you like stressed or having that anxiety, that angst, because he's like, how am I supposed to use you when you're mad all the time, when you're stressed, you're tired, you don't want to do anything. So I'm going to need you to, let it go, listen to me, and then make the moves that I tell you to go. I feel like, and it took me a long time. So I'm not going to say how old I am, but I just, I literally just let God take over back in like maybe August. And so I like said, okay, God, you tell me where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do. And everything's been just good. And I mean, I'm not over here like booking events and stuff like that, but I'm doing what I love to do. And
mhm.
I'm able to pay like my rent. I'm doing well. And I'm still like a full-time entrepreneur, just doing my thing. And I'm just like, okay, God, I see you. It's awesome. Can you tell me about that experience of just like kind of letting go and letting God take over? Was it a challenge?
It wasn't a challenge. It was more so like having that faith. Like all my friends would say, Chynna, just go full time. Chynna, just do it full time. And I'm just like, no, I need money. I gotta pay my
Mm,
bills. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. But what if I don't get booked? What if it's slow? I just kept having all these excuses. But I'm just like, after that last job, I was just like, look, like this is what it is. I don't want to be in this predicament or this situation. So just let God handle it. I prayed about it. The next day, literally the next day,
yeah.
3 events booked. And I was like, okay, it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to force it. I wrote in my journal. I said, okay, I'm ready. What is your plan? Da, da, da. So, yeah, manifestation is real. God is real. Belief, faith, all of that, because I'm the living proof. So, yeah,
Yeah.
all of my bills are paid 2 months in advance. So I'm just grateful for that. You know, like without a job, I'm still covered.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we talk about journaling? Okay, because I love journaling. That's my thing. So how did you get involved in is it just kind of like reminding yourself of what was said from God, or do you take a daily do you do a daily entry, or what is your journal life looking like?
So usually when traumatic events happen, I journal about it and write about it. Or when I want to say something to somebody, I journal and write about it. Or if something happens, I can't get to my journal, I'll put it in the notes in my phone to come back to it, because I've learned to basically stop talking so much. Like, stop telling people. People know what they're doing to you. We grown. Like, oh, but no, I just feel like I need to say this, but I just need to say that, and I just need to tell them. No, I don't do that no more. I
Right.
used to. I used to, but now I'm just like, let me write about it. Let me journal. Okay, well, I should have said this. So I'm gonna just write it down. And then I'll let it
Mhm.
go.
Yeah.
Because you can't hold on to stuff. Like in this new season that I'm in, I'm elevating. Everything around me is elevating. And I pray to God, please remove everything that's not for me. Friends, families, relationships, jobs, anything that's not aligned to my purpose, what your plan is for me, please remove it from my life. People dropping, boom, 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 losing this friend, losing that friend. Like, stop talking to this person, stop talking to that person. But then I'm like, okay, I can't be mad because this is what I prayed for.
Mhm.
This is what I prayed for. So yeah.
Yeah. And he's protecting you. He got a whole plan for you, and he does not need you distracted by stuff that's going to stress you out or take you from him. So, okay. One of the things that I have been doing for the past 100 days it was called 100 Days Less Hustle, More Jesus. And so the idea was to spend more time at his feet, studying, praying, whatever it looked like. But I know personally, when I was working full time, I never, like, my prayer life became so little, like, and I didn't study, I wasn't going to church, and my life was crazy. Like, I was stressed, I was always sick, my back hurt, like, I was just I felt like my body was just deteriorating. And so as soon as I, let go of my job, I did let go of my big business, my brick and mortar. But as soon as I did that, like, I was just like healed and free. And I'm just like, so how do you manage, like, work-life balance, but also making sure that you have God first? Like, yeah, what does God look like in your day-to-day and your life?
I pray. I have a God fearing and praying grandmother who I feel
Mm,
like protects me. They say back in the slavery days that the grandmother was the core who kept the family together, even when the homes were broken up. It said that the
mhm.
grandmother was still the rock of the families. And I am in Georgia, come from a Southern praying grandmother. And I truly believe like her faith has gotten me far. She prays for all of us, her family, her grandkids, her kids. And she's really instilled in me God is everything. Like you can ask her any Bible verse in the Bible,
Yeah.
anything, she will tell you exactly what it is, what testament, everything. So I really think my grandmother is really, really a big part of my success. My grandfather as well, but he passed September 1st. So
Mhm.
but they were married for 53 years, and I think they're a big reason of why I am who I am today. So they really instilled God in me. Easter Sunday, dressing up.
Mhm.
Grandmother never missed a holiday, always in church. She's a reverend. So my grandmother really instilled my faith in me, and my day to day, it looks like I set an alarm on my phone
Mhm.
to. So that's what helps me. I set an alarm to pray on my phone at night. So
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, and so a lot of people would be like, why do you need to put an alarm? But like when you're intentional with your time with God, he sees that and he honors that. And so if you're delighting in him, he's going to delight in you too. And so, I definitely have an alarm for prayer as well. And make sure that I do that. What are some other like intentional, actions that you take?
So I like to treat myself. So this year I'm going to LA. I'm going to the BT Awards. I plan on going to Paris for my birthday. Depends on my grandmother's health because I want to take her to Paris. She took me to Italy when I was in high school, so I want to take her to Paris for my birthday. So that's a goal of mine, but it depends on her health. She's older, so you know how that goes. And I love to take care of myself. I like to look good. If I want something, I buy it. Self-care, but self-care is not just bubble baths and massage. It's just also getting that mental right. It's also working out. I started back working out, jog around the neighborhood, things like that. But you always have to make sure your mental is right because you can work out every day, you can eat right, but if your mind is not right, none of that else matters. So that's what works for me.
What was the last event that you held?
The Pretty in Pink planning party.
Okay, I know you guys talked about planning businesses. Can you tell me a little more about like how that was? Because I saw some beautiful photos of the mural in the background and all these gorgeous ladies in pink, just beautiful, and I just love that.
So pink is my favorite color. As you can see, I have my nails, my blazer. It's my favorite color. So when I bring people together, I just always want it to be for a purpose, So the Pretty in Pink planning party was a day for us to speak our life into existence, what we want to do. The speaker, Diamond, she's a brand psychologist. So we all got up and spoke what our plan was, but we spoke it as if it already happened. We got up in front of everyone, held a trophy like we were accepting an award. And we spoke we'll accept this award on behalf of, and we'll list our goals that we already accomplished. So that was amazing. We planned out our week, planned out our goals. We wrote down everything that was distracting us, how to let it go. We let it go. We wrote an apology letter to ourselves, to move on. And it was just a great day. It was so beautiful. Like the pictures are like the cherry on top. We're just seeing everybody in the vibrant, beautiful colors. It was just amazing.
Awesome. So what do you have like a follow-up after that? Do you have like an online community? How do people stay engaged?
Yes. So after the events, I sent a recap video of the entire event and I emailed the pictures to everyone. So.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Do you feel like you would like to start like an online community, or what does it look like?
That's in the works right now, like a motivated membership, but I don't want to click on it too soon because it's still in the works. So yeah.
Awesome. And so so you do your videos online. Do you do a lot of like spoken videos where you're empowering people? What could people look forward to if they go and scroll on your page?
They can look forward to seeing people in the motivated shirts, the Stay Motivated shirts, the Motivate Your Mind shirts. They can see mental health tips, mental health facts. They'll see some other things that people are doing in the community. Taraji P. Henson has a mental health foundation that she started after her father who just passed. She will also be implementing and creating wellness pods on HBCU campuses for women to use. So I think that's pretty big. Megan Thee Stallion has a mental health organization called Bad Bees Have Bad Days Too. I just share a lot of resources and things and tips that are already going on in the community, places to get help, resource centers, 1-800 numbers, hotlines, helplines. So I just share a lot of resources.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, real quick, because I grew up in the church as well. And a lot of the times when, Black people talk about like, I feel depressed or all this, they always say pray about it. And they never really directed you to mental health resources. And I'm just like, God provided this knowledge, this wealth of knowledge in people to help folks. Like how can we encourage more like Christians and faith-based people to utilize those resources and not think that it's a stigma or something negative?
Well, I think they just have to motivate their mind. No pun intended, but everything starts with a person, like everything. So my grandmother always told me, if it is to be, it's up to me. So no
Mhm.
matter what you do in life, whether you fail, whether you succeed, no matter what you do, it's up to you. So it's up to the individual to obtain the resources or want to obtain the resources. Some people are not knowledgeable of them, and that's not their fault. However, with the way that everyone is on their phone these days, if we wanted to find the help, we could. It's out there for us. But there are people who shun like, oh, go pray about it. What's wrong with you? What do you mean mental health? You're crazy. You're crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. Go pray. So I think that people just have to be more open-minded about
Mhm.
it, because that's why mental health has been such a big topic during the pandemic, because a lot of people may have had mental health issues and not have known what was wrong with them, or not have known that they were depressed, or not have known, it's okay to ask for help or talk to someone. Because I think they said that the mental health hotlines usage rate increased by 200% during the pandemic.
Mhm.
Back. So it's just like, you don't know what you don't know. But
Right.
you're willing to, if you want to find out, I think you can do the research, and there are resources available. And that's why I am a mental health advocate, and I do help people who have, been through domestic violence situations and dealt with mental health situations as well.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. I love that. I love that there are a lot of resources out there because it is a huge thing. Like we have people out there, reacting and acting out of their mental illness and not having the support. And it's not
Mhm.
just hurting them, but hurting people around them as well. And so, I definitely encourage everybody to go get some help. And then one of the issues could be that people don't have the finances, right? Or the insurance. So like, do you have any ideas or suggestions or tips on that?
Yeah, yes, there are a lot of free resources out right now, like Black women therapy, Black girl therapy. There are a lot of resources. Taraji P. Henson's foundation, she offers free mental health care
Mm.
for people of color. So there are many organizations. Silence the Shame is a great resource. They provide a lot of help to people. So yeah.
I'll definitely put all those links in the description as well so people can have that. That's awesome. That is awesome. So real quick, can you tell me like, do you have a favorite Bible verse at all?
Matthew 19:26, with God, all things are possible.
Amen. Amen to that. Yes. And that is the truth. And so I love that. Any last thoughts or encouraging words to anybody or the people listening?
Yes, I just want people to know that follow your purpose. Follow your purpose, and sometimes your pain can lead you to your purpose. So during the worst time in my life is when I started this organization, Motivate Your Mind. So sometimes God takes you through things just to let you be a blessing and a letter of encouragement or a voice or vessel for someone else. So don't always look at pain as a bad thing. Yes, you're going through a difficult time, but a lot of times that pain can be turned into purpose. So yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah. And we're all about testimony sharing. So like what you go through is not just for you, it's for other people too. So when you come out on the other end, make sure you guys are sharing that testimony, letting people know that things will get better. God is good. He is here to support, here to, provide whatever you need. And you just gotta let him be God and let go of your wanna be God. So that was me. Like I just like being in control. Before we head out, can you tell people how they can find you and support you?
Yes, so you can follow us on all platforms, Motivate Your Mind Inc. We're on Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, and Instagram. Motivate Your Mind INC.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. And how can they support you? Are you accepting donations? What?
Whatever you all decide to give, whether it's a like, share, follow,
Okay.
anything, messages, donations, we accept any support.
Okay. And then if people wanted to participate, maybe like a speaker or even just a guest, is that the same way, just contacting you?
Yes, and everything is on our link tree and our Instagram bio. And we
Oh,
have a website, motivateyourmindinc.org.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining. It was a pleasure getting to know you and, understanding what like mental health and then starting your own business or a foundation, and just going after what you want because God is good and he delights in us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.